Hi, this is Shatakshi and welcome back to AcadFly's YouTube channel. So these days, the USA and Germany are among the most sought-after countries for studying abroad. Combined, almost over 1 million international students went to study in these two countries. Now in this video, we'll compare the two countries point by point and help you decide where you should go for your studies. We'll talk about several important factors and then give a final conclusion on which country might be better for you. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. And the very first factor is average salaries after your graduation. So if you complete a master's in the USA, you can expect a salary ranging from $60,000 to $90,000, which means you are looking at 50 to 70 to 80 lakhs per year in India. But here's the catch. This range makes sense only if you're studying a STEM course. If you pursue a non-STEM degree, then the return on investment isn't that great. So if you're going for a STEM-oriented course, the USA makes more sense. So that gives 5 points to the USA. Now, let's talk about Germany. In general, Europe isn't known for higher salaries unless it's in specific sectors. But Germany is an exception. The salaries here are actually higher compared to most European countries. Once you complete your graduation in Germany, you can expect an average salary of 40,000 euros to 50,000 euros, which is about 40 to 50 lakhs per year. This gives Germany 4 points. So on the leaderboard after point 1, USA is on 5 points and Germany is on 4 points. Second factor is cost of living. You're going to live in that country, so even if the salaries are high, expenses shouldn't be too much. Like take Canada for instance. Decent salaries, but the expenses are extremely high. Now in the USA, our salary is high. Yes, of course. But our expenses also high. Absolutely, yes. Average monthly living expenses in the USA will be somewhere around $1,500 plus. Your rent alone might be around $1,100 and miscellaneous cost could be somewhere around $500, totaling to about $1,500 per month. And you can reduce this a little, maybe $800 or even $600 if you stay in places like Texas, but $1,500 is the average. When one of my friends was at Stanford, his rent alone was $2,200 per month. So yes, $1,500 per month is standard. Now let's look at Germany. Despite cities like Frankfurt, Munich and Berlin being expensive, your average rent will be around 600 euros to 800 euros and total monthly expenses in Germany can range between 1,000 to 1,200 euros. So comparatively, living costs are lower in Germany. Of course, it depends on where you're staying. A rural town in Germany will be cheaper, while Munich could be more expensive than a small city in the USA like Wisconsin. This gives USA 2 points and Germany 3 points. Now on leaderboard, USA is on 7 and Germany is also on 7. Now the third factor is cost of tuition. This is Germany's strongest point. If you go to a public university, your tuition fees are almost zero. In private universities, there are some costs, but we're mainly talking about public ones. If your profile is strong, we help you build it and guide you through the German application process. In public universities, your only expense would be around 300 euros per semester as a contribution fees, meaning a total around 1 lakh rupees for your entire studies. That gives Germany 5 points. But I feel this golden opportunity may not last long, within 2 to 3 years. Even public universities might start charging international students. For now, though, it's available. Now the USA. The minimum tuition cost in the US is around $30,000 and can go up to $100,000. So it's definitely very expensive, which gives USA 2 points. So on the leaderboard, USA is on 9 points and Germany is on 12 points. Now the fourth factor is post-study work visa. See, after studying in Germany, you get an 18-month job search visa, often referred to as post-study work visa. And in the USA, you get a 1 plus 2 year OPT work visa, which means a total of 3 years, especially if you're from a STEM background. So if we consider only the post-study work visa, the USA is clearly better, which gives USA 4 points and Germany 3 points. So on the leaderboard, USA is on 13 and Germany is on 15. Fifth factor is quality of education. See, Germany has some of the best universities, but they're mostly public, not private. In the USA, whether you look at a QS Top 100 or any global ranking, the top universities are from the USA like MIT, Stanford, Harvard, and many more. Germany does have incredible public universities like TUM, TU Berlin, University of Bonn, RWTH, Asian, but they don't quite match the US Ivy League level. So USA here gets 5 points and Germany gets 4 points. On the leaderboard, USA is now on 18 and Germany is on 19. Sixth factor is, let's consider climate too. German weather is often considered terrible, very cold, rainy and gloomy. On the other hand, in the USA, you can choose your climate. If you want cold, go to Boston. Want warmth, go to Florida or Miami. I understand it's not a major factor for many, but for those who can't handle cold, Germany might not be the ideal for them. This gives USA 3 points and Germany 2 points. On the leaderboard, USA is on 21 and Germany is also on 21. Seventh factor is long-term settlement. Long-term settlement is much easier in Germany. They actually want you to settle there. If you learn German well, you can get citizenship in 5 years if you're fluent, 7 years if decent, or 8 years if you just know the basics. This much time it takes. In contrast, US citizenship for Indians has an insanely long waiting list. This gives Germany 4 points and USA 2 points. On the leaderboard, USA is 23 and Germany is 25. Now the eighth factor is language barrier. This is where Germany loses big. If you want to integrate into German society, you need to learn German language. You cannot survive in the country without it. This gives USA 5 points and Germany 2 points. On the leaderboard, USA is 28 and Germany is 27. Now, the ninth factor is part-time work opportunities. In the USA, you can work 20 hours per week on the campus, but those jobs are slightly harder to find. Now, in Germany, you can work anywhere, not just on campus. You'll earn 12 to 15 euros per hour in Germany, $10 to $15 per hour in the USA. But again, if you don't know German, you won't find work easily in Germany. So while it's easier to find part-time jobs in Germany, structurally, language remains a big barrier. This gives Germany 3 points and USA 2 points. On the leaderboard, USA is 30 and Germany is also 30. Now, my 10th factor is ease of finding a full-time job. If you know German well, finding a job in Germany is very easier. Now, in the USA, the complex visa situation makes it harder. So, from a job perspective, Germany is better, but only if you know the language. Again, I'll give Germany 4 points and USA 3 points. On the leaderboard, again, USA is 33 and Germany is winning the game slightly and it's on 34. 11th factor is flexibility in choosing your masters. See, in the USA, you can mix and match your courses very easily. If you want to study law plus finance or law plus HR, you can do it. The US system offers that flexibility. But in Germany, such combinations are not very common or comfortable, which gives USA 3 points and Germany 2 points. On the leaderboard, USA is 36 and Germany is also 36. Now, here comes the final tiebreaker, ease of visiting home. At least for me, the final tiebreaker would be how easy it is to visit home. Now, this is important because if you're staying abroad for 2 to 3 years and it becomes really difficult or expensive to come back even once, it gets tough. It affects your mental health, obviously, family bonding and overall comfort. So let me break this down for you. If you're in the USA, flights to India are generally long and expensive too. A round-trip ticket usually ranges from 80,000 to 1.2 lakhs even, depending on the season and the city. Plus, the travel time is typically 20 plus hours with layovers. So coming back once a year might still be manageable, but more than that, it gets tough on both your budget and energy. On the other hand, if you talk about Germany, Germany is much closer. The average flight cost from Germany to India is significantly lower, around 40,000 to 60,000 rupees for a round trip. Now, travel time is also shorter, around 9 to 12 hours, depending on where you're flying from, which means if you're in Germany, it's easier and more affordable to make a quick trip home, maybe even twice a year if you plan well. So, if we assign points based on this, Germany gets 4 points and USA gets 2 points. So, if we'll talk about the final scoreboard, USA will get 38 points and Germany narrowly wins this comparison based on the criteria we have discussed. But remember, what's best for you depends on your goals. If you're focused on top-tier education and STEM careers, the USA might still make more sense. But if you are looking for affordable education, long-term settlement, and easier access to home, Germany might be your best bet. So I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.